Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Hypnovision Studios. Today, I'm experimenting with some new audio video equipment. So please let me know down in the comments how the video is looking, how the sound is coming across, because it is much appreciated. So I figured, why not just make a video from this? And I figured maybe I would just do a little bedtime reading for you and maybe ramble for just a few minutes before getting on to reading. If you're landing on my channel by some strange reason on this video, thank you for stopping by, and I hope that you find something on my channel that you like. Please consider subscribing and dropping a comment and even leaving a like. I am grateful for your attention. With that said, guys, for the rest of you that have been following my channel for some time, I know you guys have learned a lot from me, and I'm grateful that I've been given the opportunity to just speak from the heart and just say what's really on my mind, and to relay certain things to all of you out there, and to also give hope and inspiration that anything truly is possible. I know a lot of you probably don't know me personally, while I'm sure there are some out there that do. There's a lot of stuff that I've gone through behind the scenes that I don't make public and I don't really talk about on my channel, but it has affected me in ways, and it has come through on my channel. So a little bit of between the lines there, so to speak. But the whole nervous system resetting thing to me was a journey that I never knew I needed to take, but I'm so glad in hindsight that I did. A lot of that came from meditation and starting to really understand what was happening within myself. And yes, part of that is awareness, conscious awareness, being aware of self, but most importantly, the awareness of the I am within. That is truly something that was kind of unexpected for me, because the word I am is such a powerful word. And when we speak those in sentences, it really does bring about like pre-describing. I think I shared a reel recently where the gentleman was talking about how using words like "I feel like I'm getting sick" is a way of pre-describing an event that has not happened yet. So, last year I was pointing out, probably a little bit more in an arrogant fashion, that I hadn't been sick in a long time, and I hadn't called in sick to work. Matter of fact, my current job, I've been there for 3 years now, and I haven't called in sick. The job before that and the job before that, I hadn't called in sick. So um, I'm not a person who likes hospitals, but I don't sit around thinking about how much I hate hospitals, and I don't manifest stuff like that into my life. But I was not really even aware of how that stuff was working. So learning about alchemy, like inner body alchemy, learning about the nervous system, and learning about how our thoughts really truly do create our reality, that was very eye-opening for me. And I spent a lot of time alone really pondering a lot of things in this regard. So with that, guys, I'm very grateful that you're watching right now, and I'm truly amazed at this whole journey. And by the way, we are right there at the threshold to get monetized, and it truly means so much to me that all of you out there, have been a part of this along the way. So with that, guys, there's a few things I want to really point out before I read. I'm going to do a chapter from Genevieve's journals, which is a new arc in her storyline. So there was something that I wrote almost roughly 3 years ago now, and it was around May. So Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. It kind of makes sense to point this out now, but I had jotted down on a piece of paper in my notebook that, what is spellbinding? And this really, most people, it's been mainstream. It's been like really mainstream, right? We think about witches, and we think about spell casting, and we think about like the darker side of things. But in all honesty, what is spelling in general? Like when you really dig into the word itself, what is the root word of spelling? Where does the sound come from, right? It all comes from our voice box, which is the fifth chakra, if you are familiar with chakra systems. So the vibration that is coming from our throat, the resonant frequency of our tone, really does vibrate within our body into our chest cavity, And I myself, as someone that has a band background, I understand that, we were told to, um, from our diaphragm, right? So we get the most out of what we're doing when we go from the diaphragm, we relax the throat, let the sound come out. So those kind of things do stick with me, but the spelling part was really something that was truly eye-opening for me because, as I've said in other videos, when I was a kid, I sucked at spelling and I didn't like reading. And if you are not a good speller, then yeah, of course you're going to have trouble reading. And I used to be very dyslexic and used to turn letters around. So um, I learned to actually use that to my advantage over the past couple of years with meditating because I could see sentences in my head and see like the words being switched and moved around and forming a different sentence. So where I used to say I'm not good enough or this will never happen for me or I wish that I could be this or I wish I could be that. Now I just, a few simple switches of um, letters and words and sentences, I am good enough. I am this, I am that. So not only just speaking it over your own life, but believing it and acting the part. Because again, Neville Goddard says, act as if you have it now. That is the state of knowing. Because if you can imagine it, if you can think it, and then feel what it would feel like, and it's an alignment, then it is not just probable, it is already yours. You have it. You have it within you. So then you start to attract that into your life. So pretty cool side note, guys. And with that said, I'm going to get on to reading here. This is kind of an impromptu video. Like I said, I'm just testing out some video equipment, audio equipment here tonight. And I'm going to read, it's called Letter 2, 2 chapters actually. So pardon me, I just got ahead of myself. So this is picking up with Genevieve's last video that I uploaded. And this letter and chapter is called Letter 1 to the Woman I Used to Be. Now, guys, also, I want you to know that all of this writing, all of these stories come from me. I have notebooks and notebooks of stuff, but yeah, so divine feminine and divine masculine, the aspects, the concepts, the understanding, the spiritual side of things, we all do inhabit both of those essences, if you want to call it that. So part of that for me as a man, a male myself, understanding there were certain aspects that were more in line with something like you would refer to as a mother wound, or just being wounded by the opposite gender and not blaming them, but understanding that there were certain cause and effect events that I held on to as a get tongue tied here, a traumatic response or a trauma response or having trust issues because someone of the opposite gender had either taken advantage of me or it was just a perception of something that had been done to me. So yeah, a lot of that has come out through my writing and my journaling, but I do take both points of view into consideration when I'm writing because, again, with the Neville Goddard and the Awakened Imagination, you understand that you are the author of your own life, and that comes out through your monologue, which is that voice inside of your head. And there's a study out there that says that 80% of people don't realize they have a voice in their head. Take that with a grain of salt, and if it's something that's interesting to you, by all means, go look it up. It's a really very interesting topic. So here we go. Genevieve's Journals. This is The Woman That I Used to Be, a letter to self. You tried so hard, didn't you? To hold it all together, to be composed, polished, and strong. You were always afraid someone would see the cracks, that they'd mistake your softness for weakness, your stillness for indifference. And guys, I'm already being hit with goosebumps right now. Your silence for emptiness. But I see now. And I want you to know none of it was wasted. Not the long nights you cried without sound. Not the moments you bit your tongue to protect someone else's comfort. Not the dreams you shelved while pretending they didn't matter. I remember the way you stared out the window pretending to be fine. I remember how you'd write things you never shared. Whispers of truth never voiced. You were always more scared than broken. And you are the reason I write this now. Because you didn't give up, even when it would have been easier. Because you carried the weight with grace, even when it wasn't yours. Because you carried the weight with grace and you forgave yourself. Because you kept loving, even when love didn't know how to stay. I forgive you for the times you thought you had to be more than human. I honor you every time you choose gentleness over defense. You were never too much. You were just ahead of your time. And now I get to live the life you prayed for in silence. Thank you for becoming me, Genevieve. So guys, this particular storyline for me, it holds a lot of personal meaning and a lot of sentimental and emotional aspects to it, because there is so much of me like woven into the Past Lives of Paris series, the Gabriel and Genevieve adventures, the storylines and the different arcs that I've created around these two characters, even down to their names, which originally were not my first choice. But once I started to look into the names and the meanings of the names, they were the most obvious choice for me to make. So I do greatly appreciate all of you out there for the support, for the comments and the likes and the shares. You guys really make this happen. So letter 2, to the one who taught me through pain. You'll never know how much you gave me, not in the way gifts are usually wrapped. Yours came in silence, in absence, in half-truths, and the way your eyes looked away when your words didn't match your energy. And still, I listened. I tried to meet you in the spaces between what was said and what was felt. I tried to hold on to something that had no name, because I thought if I could just love better, deeper, and quieter, you might see me. But you were never meant to see me. You were meant to show me all the places I hadn't seen myself. And in that, you did everything right. I used to think I had to prove my worth to someone who couldn't hold their own. I used to think the ache meant something beautiful was just out of reach, but the pain was just a mirror. It was mine. You didn't break me. You revealed the parts of me still aching to be chosen. And guys, as you can see, there's a bit of intensity with this story, and I can't help but show it on camera, so I'm not going to edit any of this out. And I'm going to reread that last part. You didn't break me. You revealed the parts of me still aching to be chosen by the one person who never left, and that was me. So thank you for the confusion, for the longing, for the unanswered questions. You were my greatest unspoken teacher, and I learned to let go without needing an apology. Genevieve. Wow, guys, I didn't expect to have that response just in reading this, but it's real, it's authentic, and it's raw. It's who I am. And I have to take a few deep breaths and remember that I'm recording right now. So welcome to YouTube. Welcome to content creation. Welcome to being real and authentic. And, you know, anything is possible, guys. It was just a few years ago that I started back writing for myself. And, you know, there was a part of me that really didn't think that I had it in me to actually not only just record audio, but actually get to a point to read stuff on a camera in front of other people, to be live. As a DJ myself, I've been in front of big crowds before. That doesn't really scare me. It doesn't give me um, any kind of feelings one way or the other. It's just one of those things that it's hard to explain. I've done it for so long that when the moment comes to pick up the microphone, it's like flipping a switch, and all of a sudden everything else around me just kind of fades into the background, and I am on the mic. So um, that really goes into the state of being, right? We can move and shift into different states of being. If you're in a angry state of being or a resentful state of being, then we are putting that out and getting reflections back. So um, entertainment has taught me a lot that, I reckon if you're not ever or have ever been in the entertainment business, then you probably wouldn't understand the difference in performing and not performing in front of people. So there are, as the saying goes, the show must go on. And no matter what is going on in your life, when it is showtime, you have to switch into a different state of being, and you have to be a performer. And I've quite honestly learned through entertainment just how much your emotions truly do matter. Because if you are not emotionally balanced, then it does put a major strain on you. If you're stressed and worried about things and you have to go perform, then you start to get anxiety because you're starting to carry that stress into your shows and your events. And so being on YouTube is a little bit different. You record a video and then you upload it and then you wait and see how it does. Some things could be an algorithm. Some things could just be people tuning out because your content's not, their cup of tea. And that's cool. There's a learning curve with it. And I've chalked it up to as just more practice, right? So, I often upload some shorts here and there of like DJ practices. I oftentimes record 30 to 45 minutes, even an hour long practice session, and most of it ends up going into the trash bin on my phone. So, due to copyright issues and stuff like that, I don't really get to upload a lot of stuff. But, and who knows, the future is bright and things could change. So, guys, I truly appreciate you all, and I want you to know that anything is possible. Because the things that I've overcome in my life, I know that whatever you're going through is only temporary. It is only passing, and every moment is the present moment, and that is the gift of life. And that's what truly matters. So, if you find yourself living in past emotions of things that have happened, regrets and resentments and things that have already come and gone, breathing is the best way to become present, to become aware, to know what's going on in your body, regardless of what's going on in the outside world. So be still and know that I am. There it is again, guys, the word I am. I am wealthy. I am courageous. I am prosperous. I speak things into existence using my voice. And I am a content creator. There are many ways that you can use the I am in your own self-talk and start to change the course and direction of your own life with attention, with emotion, and most importantly, intentionally. Because intentions at the end of the day truly do matter. And if your heart is in the right place, then you really can't go wrong. So with that, guys, thank you for stopping by, and I will see you very soon. Make sure you drop a comment. If there's topic ideas, also let me know in the comment section. I'll see you guys real soon.